If the tree where Buddha attained enlightenment can be considered sacred and holy, if a dead piece of wood when converted into a cross can become holy just because it had once touched Jesus, why a living animal that Krishna spent so much time with during his manifestation on earth as a cowherd can't become holy? Cow is connected with Krishna just like a cross is connected with Jesus. And just like one can't think of insulting a cross because it may hurt a particular community, Hindus also get hurt when they see a cow getting killed or hurt regardless of who does it. If I end this documentary right here, no one should really have any doubts or questions like why Hindu community is so emotional about cows. But I will carry on and share with you more mind-blowing facts about Indian breed Vedic cows that globe citizens should know. The word cow is an English word that finds its roots in the Sanskrit word gau. Let me tell the world citizens about the Vedic cows a bit. Vedic cows are the special cows from India, which even today have more than 30 types of breeds. These cows have a hump, very soft skin under their neck, and they look totally different than the cow that we see in the West. The nutritious quality of milk and other products of Indian cows are far more superior than the cows in the West, which is a very well accepted fact today. And it is very important to know that the animal that we call cow in the West is not able to give us such benefits like the ones from India. Did you know that the world has started to accept the fact from the ancient science of Ayurveda from India that ghee from Vedic cows is the best type of fat that one can use? It is lactose-free and it has the best omega fats composition, and it does not lose its properties like other omega fats when it is heated, which makes it extremely useful for cooking. On the other hand, the Vedic cow's milk is the best type of milk, which is many times better and natural than those synthetic formulas which you otherwise would use for a newborn whose mothers for some reason can't breastfeed, giving this animal the importance in our lives like a mother who nourishes and protects. In fact, just by its milk, it has the power to protect not just those infants, but thousands and millions of other innocent animals who otherwise would be killed for omega-3, meat, protein, and many other nutritions. Hindus never claimed cows as their biological mother. They just referred it as a mother because of its motherly attributes. They call it holy because of its godly elements. Vedic cow's products are also equally good for the adults for its perfect composition of nutrients for human consumption, and so are all the other dairy products that are made from it. How many of you actually knew that there are many patents in the US for the medicines that are made from the urine of Indian breed cows, which can cure many so-called incurable diseases? According to the enlightened gurus and yogis of India, they do not need any type of approval or international certification to understand the tremendous medicinal properties that the Indian cow's urine has. The patents are there just to satisfy and convince those minds who prefer to base their knowledge on such institutions. It is a known fact that for thousands of years, people from India never tried to make their knowledge exclusive, whether it was their ancient medical science of yoga, Ayurveda, or even their mathematics, astronomy, physics, or trigonometry. It is because the sole agenda of Indians was human welfare and not to self-praise themselves for inventing so many things. On the other hand, the ideas to claim an invention, making it exclusive, patenting it, selling it, are all the ideas that originated from the West. And this is why we are seeing many Western companies reintroducing Ayurveda ingredients such as neem, charcoal, sandal, turmeric, cucumber in so many beauty products, toothpaste and other toiletries which they all once opposed. On the other hand, some of the people in the world community find it really strange and gross that Hindus make medicines out of Vedic cow urine. Without pointing to any specific country or community, Let me say one thing, that if so many people from different cultures around the world can eat the internal organs and even the whole genitals of animals for taste, and not just that, the West, who is the father of the porn industry, can do all kind of unimaginable gross things while making porn and still manage to glorify it, then why the world bothers so much when Indians make incredible medicines out of filtered cow urine? Let me tell you that many of the modern drugs or supplements that you take are made from the animal products that you can't even imagine. And Ayurveda does not talk about cow urine from a sick cow or a Western cow, which is pumped with hormones and is grain-fed, because it cannot match the medicine made out of an authentic grass-fed, antibiotic-free and hormone-free Indian Vedic cow. Moreover, Vedic cows from India provide us an organic mosquito repellent, many medicinal benefits, organic manure for agriculture, fuel and great companion as a pet. On the other hand, the bull is an organic and non-polluting alternative for tractors and is friendly to the health of soil. And not just that, in our times, one of the biggest dangers our planet is facing is the pollution being caused due to animal agriculture. Animal agriculture is the type of agriculture that is done to feed the animals, which are later used for their meat. Still, even today, many people falsely believe that meat is the only source of protein. These people may want to learn that animal agriculture has horrible side effects on our planet. And here is the question, why make our planet suffer so much by the animal agriculture to produce meat, when we have the best quality of protein together with many other nutrients in Vedic cows of India, who can be the key role for our planet's survival? Apart from this, one must also remember that both the leather industry and slaughter industry are hugely polluting industries as well. The question is that if cows are so holy, then why some of them in India are sometimes in a bad condition, especially in the cities where they can be sometimes spotted eating plastic? Undoubtedly, the colonization and invasions in India did not help this cause, but there is more to it. Until a few decades ago, Indians did not use plastic at all. They mostly use reusable earthen posts, plates and bowls made by dried leaves that are shed by trees, banana leaves and wooden spoons to eat in. All these items were 100% biodegradable and natural and did not need any kind of complex waste management system. This is exactly what even today we can learn from India to adopt such alternatives instead of plastic. For Hindus, it has long been a tradition to voluntarily feed a cow, whether it is a stray animal or a pet. And these stray cows would just easily survive on them without eating plastic. But in today's India, in many cases these organic cutlery and plates are replaced with plastic, which is hurting the ancient Indian system where cows would roam around freely on the streets without suffering. But here is good news. There are thousands of animal hospitals and cow shelters in India which are voluntarily taking care of all kinds of animals, and the condition is surely improving. One must also understand that India is going in a transition phase from the ancient times when cows would roam around freely eating biodegradable substances, but today they smell pollution and eat plastic. India either has to go back in those pre-vehicle, pre-plastic era, or adjust in the current era where cows can't walk in the roads, eat plastic, smell pollution to hurt themselves and also hurt those who may get drive into them, to ensure that no innocent dies, whether it's a human or a cow. However, I must mention that India has a very unique and flexible traffic system where the drivers are more watchful and more alert than anywhere else. It is also a known fact that India is a big exporter of buffalo meat, which in the international markets is called beef, as the cow meat is legally banned in majority of Indian states. But the question is, in a land of ahimsa and non-violence, how come there are slaughterhouses today? To find the answer of this question, one has to go a bit into the recent history of India. The holy Indian cow was a very important part of the thriving ancient Indian agriculture economy, from providing milk, organic manure to the bulls helping in plowing. And during the times when India was being looted by the British mayor Robert Clive wanted to break the backbone of Indian agriculture system. And so he opened the first slaughterhouse of cows in India in 1760 in Kolkata. It had a capacity to kill 30,000 cows per day, and that is how the slaughterhouse culture came to the land of Ahimsa. If Hindus refused to work in those slaughterhouses, they found non-Hindus to work there, confusing the country and creating the unrest in the society, succeeding further in their policy of divide and rule. Within a century, India did not have enough cattle to sustain its needs, and that's how the demand of artificial manure, urea, phosphate was generated, which England sold to India and made money. Apart from this, Robert Clive also removed the ban on prostitution and wine. Times have changed, and today India is a bigger economy than UK. On one hand, India is rising to be one of the top economies of the world, reclaiming its ancient glory, and on the other hand, UK is slowly sinking in the economic crisis, and Indian companies in the UK are providing employment to the citizens of the UK, but without making it a colony. But here comes the real question: why only cows? Why not buffaloes? Why not Western breed of cows? Why not goat, sheep, horse, dogs, or any other animals? Well, in a way, plants have lives too. And here is the answer. According to the ancient Vedic Hinduism, one must practice a life of ahimsa, which means no violence, and it means that all animals, including cows, shall be protected and not eaten by humans. But it is not so easy, because plants have lives too, and so does the insects which we crush under our feet or while driving cars. Even bacteria and viruses have lives, and they sometimes infect us, and in order to recover we must kill them. So isn't everyone killing others to survive? On the other hand, we have several world-famous commercial institutions who are promoting vegetarianism and are earning a lot of money. They continue to promote vegetarianism, but at the same time, they continue to kill animal habitats and wildlife without even realizing it. How many of you actually realize that at this very moment we all are killing natural habitats and animals by using internet, as the cables of internet are buried inside the sea, disturbing and hurting the marine life? We take flights which run on gasoline that is found inside the earth, and to reach there we all kill marine life or animals. Lithium mining for laptop batteries, a treatment in the hospitals which use all those plastic and synthetic medical equipments, or even by taking a pill, all of these things in one way or another have killed or disturbed animals before they reach us. Well, if you are watching this documentary inside your house, you also are sitting on the dead bodies of thousands of insects whose habitats were destroyed when you dug the ground to build your home. So what is the limit of killing? And this is where ancient Hinduism has an answer. It is not about killing, it is about your intent. When you crush an insect unintentionally under your feet, it is not violence. It is violence when you purposely kill it. When you are infected with a virus or bacteria, your body immune system naturally starts to kill the parasite, and you can't even control it. So it is not violence. And there is one more thing which is even bigger than intent. It is about causing the least harm possible to our planet and maintaining the ecological balance. The answer to this is that our planet cannot sustain itself for too long if humans living on this planet do not give up eating meat. And it is now a well-established fact. Our planet does not have enough resources to support that. Animal agriculture is slowly degrading the ecological balance, and now in the 21st century, the modern world is finally understanding how accurate and smart these ancient Hindus were, who had already thought of this and had promoted a vegetarian diet. But here comes an argument. Some people argue that in some of the ancient Hindu texts, it is allowed to eat meat or even a cow. When I first heard about this, I could not even believe it, as all the highest spiritual masters and yogis that I had met in India were promoting vegetarianism and ahimsa so clearly. It is also being debated if actually Hindu texts really support eating meat, as even after all the invasions and the attack on culture, the majority of Hindus are still vegetarians. And on the other hand, some people claim that Hindu texts allow meat eating. It is not so difficult to understand that the invaders who entered in India also controlled literature, libraries, and economy. They achieved it by force or fear. It was easy for them to tamper, misinterpret, destroy the texts in the way that suited them, but they could never succeed completely in converting India into non-vegetarian by tampering texts and the religious books because of one reason. And it was because the sacred knowledge of the ancient texts of India also continued to be transferred orally, which had been a trend for thousands of years, and it is still continued even today. The invaders could tamper a book, but they could not tamper the knowledge that was transferred verbally. Even though many enlightened gurus and spiritual masters were killed, but still some survived, and so did the sacred knowledge of India. And that is so visible in the fact that even today no top Hindu guru or spiritual master of India endorses meat eating. And even now, if one still wants to believe that Hinduism allows one to eat meat, in that case, we should really appreciate these gurus and yogis of India who are ready to go against even their own religious books in order to promote non-violence and ecological balance of our planet, which is a great example to us all. It proves yet again that Vedic Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma are bigger than any book, as it teaches us all that it is all about the moral code of conduct, human welfare, and the well-being of all living entities, and the best sustainable conditions for our planet. But here comes the final question. If the Indians know yoga and Ayurveda, and if their vegetarian diet is so healthy, why in our times the average life expectancy of an Indian is not so high like a Japanese who eat meat? The average life expectancy of an Indian is less due to the fact that India is a country which is recovering from the aftermath of colonization and invasions, and many of its inhabitants are still unaware of the proper knowledge of their own Ayurveda, as the country is still in the process of rebuilding and re-educating, fixing the damage done by its invaders and colonizers, and it will take some time to reorganize and reach the ancient glory in health and hygiene, which is visible in the fact that the average life expectancy of an Indian is already on an upward trend. However, even today in the current India, the people who are following Vedic diet properly and living a proper authentic lifestyle of Ayurveda are still living a very long and healthy life. I personally feel that it is not natural for humans to eat meat. It is visible in the fact that most of us can so easily pick a fruit or a vegetable from the garden and eat it, but can't hunt or kill an animal to eat it, and we prefer someone else to kill it for us. Besides, meat eating has also given rise to many epidemics like swine flu, chicken flu, and many others. The hormones of a dead animal may have some interaction with the hormones of humans, and who knows, the science will continue to research on this and find some connections. A bit late, but finally it is agreed by the modern science that vegetarian diet is overall healthier and more practical for our planet, as the wisdom of the ancient India reflects in the Sanskrit mantra Sarva Bhuteshu Katmanam, Sarva Bhutani Katmani, Ikshatananya Bhavena, Bhuteshva Iva Tat Atmatam, which means that in order to realize the absolute truth, one should see the same energy of the Creator in all its creation and must see all living entities without distinction. After studying India and its culture intensely, I have no doubt in my mind that Indian Vedic cow is holy because it has the power to play a key role in our planet's survival. Very cow is holy because it has the power to provide us the healthy omega fats in the best possible natural composition. It is holy because it provides us ghee, which is the only omega fat which does not lose its properties during high temperature. Very cow is holy because it alone can fulfill the world's requirement of protein by its milk, which can save lives of so many other animals who are killed for protein, and even save the marine life that is killed for omega-3. And on the other hand, the bull can help in the agriculture to grow plant protein for those who are lactose sensitive. Very cow is holy because it can easily survive on wild grass and convert it magically into amazing nutritious food, and also can give you probiotics and even desserts. Very cow is holy because it can increase fertility of the land even by its poop, and can save the world by the dangers of artificial fertilizers, and also from the pollution of methane and slaughterhouses. Very cow is holy because it serves the mankind by giving us medicinal benefits which can miraculously cure many diseases, and its products can even keep the mosquitoes away in form of an organic insect repellents. Very cow is holy because no other animal's milk can match the quality that fits for human consumption if the mothers can't breastfeed, and it is many times better than the synthetic formulas made for infants. It is holy because instead of eating the hormones of the dead animals, one can eat omega-rich ghee that can improve our brain power, further improving the consciousness of the world, making it a better and a safer place. And on the other hand, its milk can give the glow to your skin when it takes a different form in Ayurveda-based organic cosmetics. Very cow is holy because it is earth-friendly, as it provides us such an amazing alternative source of so many life essentials in such an easy way, without taking much toll on the earth. Very cow had been holy long before any political party or modern religions were even born. And for all the scientific-minded people out there, very cows with its alternative protein and nutritious benefits have to be holy if we need to save our planet from the alarming rate of animal agriculture, which on its own is already enough to kill the hunger from the world. And most importantly for Hindus, very cow is holy because it is the animal that heard the mesmerizing music from the flute of Krishna, the god, who manifested himself on the earth as a cowherd. Yes, Indian very holy cow is very holy indeed. See you again.